So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you could do a box plot on a graphing calculator, like a TI-83 or TI-84. In an earlier video, I showed you how to get into the stat screen, and if you need to, clear out the list that's already there, but then enter your data values in a list in the calculator. So you'd select Edit, and then you'd enter your data values one at a time. So if I do that, 14, 22, 65, 28, 100, 33, 12, 18, 32, and then if I want, I can quit out of that screen by pressing second and then the button that says quit above it. If I press stat again, but this time use the arrow button to go over to calc, select the first thing on the menu for one variable stats, and then tell it to look at list L1, and I'm going to push the down arrow, and it's showing me the 5-number summary. It says the minimum X is 12, the Q1 is 16, the median is 28, the Q3 is 49, and the max X is 100. So the calculator got us our 5-number summary. Now, if you want the calculator to show a box plot, so I'm going to go to Stat Plot by pushing the second button and then this button up here that says Y equals, but above the button it does say Stat Plot. Now right now Stat Plot is turned off, but I'm going to turn it on by selecting number 1 here. And while the cursor is on the word on, I'm going to hit enter. So I've just now turned on Stat Plot. Now warning, once you've got that turned on in your calculator, it's going to be doing statistics kinds of graphs. And if you later take like an algebra class where you want it to do algebra types of graphs, where you're graphing equations or functions or things like that, you're going to want to go back in and turn that stat plot back off. So there have been times when I've been teaching algebra and students have come to me and said, my graphing calculator isn't working right. It's not graphing this function. And the problem has been that they had stat plot turned on. Okay, so now I'm going to go down to the type and we are going to select this one here. It's the 5th one, and that is for a regular box plot. The one right before it is for a modified box plot, the kind that shows the outliers separately. But we're just going to do a regular box plot, so I'm going to put the cursor on that and hit enter. Make sure it says that X list is L1, if that's where you put your data. It probably will, but if not, you can change that. And that the frequency says 1. Now, another thing you need to check is if you just push the Y equals button, this should be all blank. But if it isn't, like if you have some other equations in there from something you were doing some other time, you'll want to clear those out. So move on to those, hit the clear button, make sure there's nothing there. Now, if I go ahead and hit the graph button, it's going to try to draw the graph, but it may be that the window is not at all set up to show me what I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the zoom button and then go down and select zoom stat, number 9 on the list. So when I select that, now it sets up the window to be the right thing to show me the box plot. So there it is. There's what it looks like. There's my box plot for that set of data. And once you have that showing, look what happens if I push the trace button. Right now, it's got the little cursor on the line in the middle of the box plot, and it tells me that the median is 28. I can use the arrow buttons to move that around and see that Q1 is 16 and the minimum is 12. If I go back over to the other side of the box, it tells me that Q3 is 49 and the maximum is 100. Pretty neat, huh? There's also other software and online applications and things like that will draw box plots for you. Some of them, you can give them your list of numbers and it will give you a box plot. Others, like the one I'm showing on the screen here, you put in the 5-number summary and it will draw the box plot for you. And I'll put a link to this on Canvas if you want to try doing this. But it has room to fill in the 5-number summary, the minimum and the Q1 and the median, which is Q2, and the Q3 and the maximum. You can give it a title. I'll just say box plot, but if the data represents something in particular, you could say what that is. I'm going to say I want my overall minimum to be maybe 0 and my overall maximum to be 120, so it goes past the edges of the thing, and make the distance between tick marks 10. And let me just go ahead and draw it. And there it is. There's the box plot with the box going from 16 to 49 and the whiskers down to 12 and up to 100.